Welcome to Behind the Curtain IMO. I'm Betsy Jordan. This was also something that I have put out on social media in a post, but I felt like I should talk to you about it here. People do vote their pocketbooks. It's been true since the beginning of time. And of course, makes sense. Do you see the president fighting corporate price gouging? And also, Kamala Harris is fighting corporate price gouging, as well as in her role as VP, and also in her role as president of the Senate, and also in her role as the Democratic nominee for presidency of the United States. All of that is consistent. Also, though, the Biden administration has created new avenues for people to work in high-tech jobs that did not require a college degree. He's brought manufacturing jobs, computer chips, semiconductors home. He's increased broadband and funding infrastructure, connecting more people to job opportunities. Now, understand something. I have already seen where Trump supporters were trying to usurp the infrastructure bill, saying that it was Trump's bill. That was not the truth. The truth is this: the infrastructure bill that Biden was put together during COVID. He got the numbers, he got all of it put together. He didn't introduce the legislation, it was introduced by other people. But the president was behind this, calling people at Amtrak, I know this firsthand, to get numbers for what would be required from Amtrak, from any sort of infrastructure services that were being requested by the communities that they came from. So for example, when I say to you, this infrastructure bill was designed with communities in mind, the president reached out to get that information. It wasn't like he just decided, oh, I'm going to put a railway here, I'm going to put this thing here to benefit my guy friend over here or my gal friend over here. They went community by community. This is the most comprehensive infrastructure bill that has ever been put forth for the American people, leading to more jobs, more access to jobs, an acknowledgement of the fact that more people want to work at home. It's a brilliant bill, and I'm sorry, the Trump administration did nothing like this. He talked about it every week, but nothing was done, nothing. You want people who are going to do something, and Kamala Harris was involved in all this. The Dow tripled, and unemployment has been at historic lows for longer than ever in history. The attacks by Hamas, that timing was sparked by a negotiation between the Saudis and Israel, one that we were mediating. It's designed to bring down oil prices. That triggered Iran and their support strengthened behind Hamas and Hezbollah, therefore attacking Israel, trying to keep that agreement from happening. All of this is very complicated, what I'm saying to you, but I want to give it to you in bite-sized pieces, because otherwise I think people get constipation of the brain and they just turn it off, right? And I don't blame you. It's complicated. Immigration. We had bipartisan legislation to mitigate some of the issues at the border. Now, not all of them. We're trying to get a clean path to citizenship, trying to make sure that people who do come for asylum are actually coming seeking asylum, trying to figure out, what their requests for coming into the country are. It's not enough for it to be about, well, I can find better paying jobs here. No, that's not the reason that we let people across our border, and we don't, willy-nilly let people come across the border. So if you're getting that picture painted in your head, you need to understand that's not the picture you should be getting about immigration. I'm going to talk to you about that in a different video. We'll talk about immigration. But the whisper campaign killed the bill, but increased the issues on immigration. You see, Trump doesn't want a solution, really, okay? Certainly not off his watch. And it's such a complex problem because it also affects every state in the nation. I'm familiar with the DGA's conversations in DC while they were here to do their best to communicate with and help with this very complex issue of immigration. Again, I said I'll talk to you a little bit more about it from a different perspective later. Building a wall or a clear path to citizenship sound great. However, it's a worldwide issue we're dealing with. This is not just the United States of America. And more targeting of the United States will occur as there are more people who want to bring us down. So understand that not only are there people being sent here, perhaps, not just to a certain border, right? We've had a lottery system in place for a long time. Again, I'll talk to you about that later. I want to finish this. Make no mistake, though, women are being targeted. We have the most misogynistic regime in Iran funding terrorist organizations, teaming up with Russia and China and wanting badly for strongholds in the Middle East. If they win in this effort, we can kiss our women leaders goodbye. That's sadly kiss our women leaders goodbye. And with the overturn of Roe v. Wade, the legislation means that the Supreme Court is telling my doctors how to treat me and my daughter. It's hard not to take this personally because it is personal. So yes, people vote their pocketbooks, but I'm hopeful that we will look beneath the surface of that temporary distraction to the sleight of hand that's being pulled underneath. This has been Behind the Curtain, IMO. Thank you for being here.